My arrival to Rome has been absolutely extraordinary. Arriving here on the first direct service from Perth to Rome has been really an outstanding milestone for Tourism Western Australia. Here it means a huge opportunity for us. Arriving here with the Premier and the full delegation together with Tourism Australia has been amazing. It's a great meeting of minds and all coming together as Team WA as we celebrate this inaugural flight, which really is history in the making.
We're in one of the greatest cities on earth, Rome. We've just started flying direct from Australia to continental Europe for the first time in history.
Europe has all this beautiful architecture and they have the amazing culture, and then Australia is just so different. We do have beauty, but it's a different type of beauty.
Coming from Western Australia, this is amazingly exciting for us as tour operators and the tourism that it'll bring to Western Australia.
There's huge opportunities here for Western Australia. Italian travellers are very high spending travellers, so attracting them to Western Australia is very important for our future. The direct flight has meant there's huge interest in Western Australia now. Lots of people are excited by it. People are noticing our advertising campaigns. They're noticing the sorts of work we're doing, and we're doing huge amounts of work with our trade partners here in Italy. So we're very keen to ensure that we attract more tourists from Italy and continental Europe into Western Australia, and we're doing what has to be done to attract them to our state.
So today we had a remarkable opportunity to present our Tourism Roundtable to the Premier. We had Pip Harrison talking from Tourism Australia. We had our 3 KDP partners who overviewed their outbound markets potential for Australia, and Carolyn and I and Craig Smith overviewed the potential outbound from this market to Western Australia. And so at the end of that, the Premier left with a very comprehensive understanding about tourism, importantly to Western Australia.
It's quite historic to go on the first direct flight from Australia to continental Europe, which is what we did the other day. When you come to Western Australia, it's a different experience. And what we want to do with this direct flight is promote our great state as somewhere that is a unique, adventurous destination that you can come and experience something very different to what you experience in Europe. I was telling a group of people today, you can actually literally go to a beach and you're the only person on it. You can go to beaches and there's kangaroos hopping around on it. Qantas obviously has put on this first direct flight this year, having faith in Western Australia and faith in our connection with Europe. They've renewed it for next year and we're very hopeful that that will continue, and we look forward to working with Qantas to make sure that that continues into the future beyond this year and next year, and hopefully becomes a weekly thing that is just part of the national aviation landscape.
Who would have thought that connecting Australia with continental Europe would have started with a direct service between Perth and Rome?
I think we have this opportunity now to really open up Italy. We have about 75,000 visitors every year. I think there's an opportunity to go past that. I'm not going to put a number on that because that might become a KPI, but I really do think that there is a moment in time.
Qantas is the oldest continuous operating airline in the world, 102 years of flying. And Qantas stands for Queensland and Northern Territory Aerial Services, because that's where we're founded in Queensland back in 1920, outback Queensland. But I often wonder if we should be changing our name, because over the last few years, we've become bigger and bigger in Western Australia. My chairman is from Western Australia. We have our Western Hub from Western Australia, with Mark McGowan, who I think is the best politician in Australia. So maybe we should be called Wantas from now on, because we are here at this amazing event to promote our operation now into Western Australia. But I think I wanted to talk a little bit about relationships, because to me, relationships is what makes this thing happen. History, relationships, people that work together. And the most important thing I think we have as relationships are through the tourism organisations first and a state like Western Australia. So with Western Australian Tourism and Tourism Australia, you guys have helped make this happen because you promote and help promote Australia around the globe. And thanks to you for that support, which is really important.
We've got to get as many passengers as we can to fill those Qantas planes flying to Perth, so that Qantas turns around and says, well, actually, we're going to run it longer than just June to October. We're going to run it maybe from March to December. Or we're going to go not 3 services a week, but 5 services a week. And the only way we will do that is building the demand to fill the flights. And we're confident we can do that.
This flight is a powerful metaphor, coming after 2 years of painful separation of Australians and Italians, of families and friends, and loved ones. Thank you to Qantas, to Aeroporti di Roma, to our hosts, Western Australia, and many others here besides, for bringing that light and for physically bringing people back together again.